Call of Duty Ghosts is a 2013 FPS game developed by Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Neversoft, and Raven Software. I personally love this game. In fact, it's one of my top 5 favorite games of all time. And here's the list if you're curious about it. However, this doesn't apply to literally 80% of the Call of Duty fan base. Back when it first released, it was regarded as one of the worst Call of Duty games on the planet. However, they didn't realize Vanguard was going to come out in 2021. But as time went on, more and more people found that Call of Duty Ghosts wasn't that bad, and they were just shitting on it because everyone else was. However, one of my most favorite things about this game was the gunplay and how the guns looked. Like guns like the Honey Badger, the USR, hell, even the knives looked good. And hell, some of the maps were even really great. The only thing I would genuinely critique is this scene right here.
Hey, we're not going anywhere. Calm down, kid. Hey! We just saved your asses! You didn't need your help! The hell you didn't! Stop it! All of you! We have to go back. Our dad's down there, and we're not leaving without him.
That's real admirable of you. But your father's not there anymore.
Dad, this whole time you were one of them. You ghost. Try the ghost. That's your commanding officer.
You boys have no idea how hard this was for me.
And the fact that it ends in a fucking cliffhanger. However, we're just going to be digging through the story and the greats about it. So, obviously, spoilers if you didn't realize that we're talking about the fucking game. One of my most favorite things about this campaign is the fucking way that almost every fucking mission you open up with is something like this.
It was a different time, a different enemy. 60 men from Tier 1 teams were sent to face down a force of 500 enemy fighters. Their objective? To force the enemy back from a civilian hospital and keep its occupants alive. For 3 days they held their ground. But the enemy's numbers were too great. The 60 were cut down to 15. They wouldn't last another night, and the enemy knew it. Under the cover of darkness, they evacuated the hospital, sending only one of their own to lead the way. The rest returned to the line and took up positions beneath the bodies of their fallen brothers. As they lay in wait, the blood from the dead poured over them. The sand stuck to their skin like a shroud, changing them, anointing them. When the enemy drew near, the remaining 14 rose out of the desert sand. They were like hunters that couldn't be seen, using stealth their enemies couldn't defend against. When the men ran dry of ammunition, they used their blades. And when the blades ran dull, they used their hands. When the dust and sand had settled, only one of the enemy had survived. He was picked up in the desert, wandering aimlessly, traumatized. He expressed warnings to others of a force so menacing and unbeatable, it could only be described as supernatural. He called them ghosts.
It is the best fucking animation I've ever seen in my fucking life. I also love the good guy turns bad trope. It is one of my favorite things ever. It's gotta be at least one of my most favorite parts about Rourke. You know, besides the fact that he's wearing a do-rag or whatever the fuck he has on. You know, and some of the gripes I have is, you know, the ending for it. You know, how fucking Rourke, you know, he probably should have drowned. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. Next on the list on one of my most favorite things about this game is the gunplay. It doesn't beat Black Ops 2's gunplay, but it's still in the top 3. One of my most favorite guns from it was the Honey Badger and the USR. One of my most favorite things about Ghosts as well is the fucking game modes paired with some of the greatest maps I think I've ever played. It makes for some really good times, like in Gun Game or Infected. And now onto my favorite part about making the script, the fucking tier lists. Alright, first map of the bunch, Prison Break, S tier map. Alright, and the next map on our list is Octane, goes in straight A tier. Alright, next map we got on the list, Tremor. I mean, it's in the heart of Texas. Other than that, it's an A tier. Alright, next on the list, Fright, A tier map. Alright, next on the map, Whiteout, B tier. Alright, and Stormfront, B tier. Alright, Siege, C tier map. Moving on. Warhawk, A tier map. Sovereign, top of A tier. Alright, B tier, Overlord. Alright, next up on the list, Stonehaven, C tier. Alright, next on the list, Chasm, A tier. Fun fact, while I was playing this map, I actually lost a tooth. Next up, Flooded, A tier. Next, Strike Zone, S tier. A tier. Alright, with a 9.5 out of 10 for the campaign and an 8 out of 10 for the multiplayer, I'd overall give Ghost an 8.75 out of 10, B plus rank.